welcome back to the craft room. I thought I would give you a little update on my hats and tell you a little bit about a couple of them. If you read my blog, I have already posted about the most recent hat that I did, so if you read that, you know about one of my hats, actually two of my hats, but I've already showed you one of them. So, and I also got some new yarn. Tonight was my night to go to the store, and I try to go into Dollar Tree just because, and then go to the grocery store because they are like right across the street from each other. So I'll show you that when I get done showing you my hats. Now these are all done on the Addi. The Addi is my new obsession. I know I said I was going to do some other things like, you know, make this. Well, I haven't even started that yet. I get so excited about something and thinks it looks super cool, and then the minute I tell you guys I'm going to do it, I lose interest. I hate that. I do want to do that though, because that's something that either a fair project or gift, you know, one or the other. So I will do that eventually. So, on to the hats. Now, like I said, these are all done on my Addi, and I'm still experimenting and learning the Addi. It's still fairly new to me. I've had it, what now, 3 weeks? I think this will be my 3rd week. But I've made a lot of hats. I've lost count how many hats that I've made. Maybe when I get done showing you these, we'll go through my bucket and see exactly where I stand. But I think at this point I'm over 75 total hats. Because you can't see it, but up there on top of my yarn cabinet, I have the bag that has the 50 hats in it. And I've got quite a few already in my bucket. So let's get started. I'm going to start the very first one. I'm going to put it in order here. My pen just hit the floor. Oh, back up here. This is some, I love this yarn. I think it's called Smoky Water or something like that. This is a double-sided hat. I love it. And I've been putting some tension with these. And I've had a few of you comment and tell me that it's not necessary. But I found, at least for me, for now, I need a little bit extra tension besides the little tension thingy on the Addi, because if I don't, it makes it floppy and sloppy, and my stitches tend to mess up. So anyway, so far I've been doing a little bit of tension, but this is one that I just finished. This is the first one I did this week, or since the last time I showed you my Addi hats. This one's, I think it's, like I said, Smoke on the Water or something like that. I love it. And I did do a, I want to say crocheted hat with this same yarn. But I like how that turned out. The next one that I did, you just seen recently on a previous video. Might have been the last one that I put up. But this was the Jazzed Stripes. I love this yarn. And this, I did the comparison in a previous, and if you see smoke going by, I have incense burning. Everything's okay. But I did a video comparing the Addi to just knitting on regular needles, and there was slight differences. So go back like a video or two to where I showed the comparison if you're interested in knowing the different, you know, how the different comparisons are. So there's that one. And this one can be rolled up as well. These are a little bit long, but these are going for preschoolers, so some of them might roll them up quite a bit. Some of them might want to slouchy, who knows. I think they're all pretty cool. And I've tried them on, they all fit me, come down to where they're supposed to. The next one that I did was using 2 different Caron Simply Softs that I have in my stash. They do not have labels. I do not know what colors they are, but I was kind of going with a Broncos theme on this. This is kind of a rusty orangish color on this side, and I went halvesies on this. I wish it would have gone a little bit longer, and I did a blue on this side. And this being the, you can see where I didn't, right there is where I wasn't holding on to the yarn, but I held this one for the extra tension because it is so slick. But with this, if it's a real little kid, they could roll it up and have the 2-tone hat. I'm going to practice more on this. I do want to do more of these where you can roll up the brim and you have a completely different colored hat. But I think that one turned out pretty good. Other than the fact it is a little short it is, I think, 80 rows, but like I said, with the extra tension that I gave it, it made it a little bit smaller, but not a whole lot. Now these next two are the last two that I did. I did them last night, and I was determined that Addie was going to like the yarn that it does not like. Now it's okay with the Caron Simply Soft, it's okay with the I Love This Yarn, and it is okay with the Just Yarn from Dollar Tree. But it does not seem to like Caron cupcakes. Oh, and it also likes some of this random, it's back here, it's over there. The pink and the camouflage hat, the pink with the little, what it looked like flowers, and then the camouflage hat, that was some baby yarn, but they're kind of like a Caron type texture. It was okay with that. But it does not seem to like the Caron cupcakes or the Red Heart Super Saver, at least the stripes. And that, whew, there's a breeze coming in my window. I can see the smoke going by from my incense. But anyway, the first one that I did last night, I used some of this red and white stripe that I got. And it didn't turn out too bad. It actually came out fairly decent. I do have a few boo-boos in it, like right there. It's right there. I have like a really long stitch. But overall, I had to, you know, pay attention a little bit to it. But I think it turned out really cute. And it did work. And I did finish up the skein, so I don't remember how many rows this is, but it is definitely long enough for me. And I have done this in, I think, regular knit. And the striping was completely different. It kind of did, you know, a wider stripe. It was really completely different. This is a nice spiral stripe all the way around. So I like that one. It did really good. Just a few minor boo-boos on this one. But they're not cosmetic enough to, now here's some more right here on the red. You can see right there. But they're not enough to, you know, make that big of a difference on the hat. Now the other one, this hat was the cupcake yarn. I almost finished it off. I got tired of it. This right here is what I have left, which is most of the last color repeat. I was tired of it. It would have given it way too many rows anyway. But this hat literally took me over 2 hours to make. And I was going one stitch at a time, making sure that my stitches did what they were supposed to do. And there's a couple times that I had to catch my stitches because they came off the hook. And at one point I dropped a stitch down 3 rows, I believe it was. So I pulled it up. But instead of pulling it up in knit form, I pulled it up in purl form. Oh well, if you want to see close-ups of those, go check out my blog. The link is down in the description below. I'm not going to show you super close-ups that explain all this, but I did close-ups in my blog. But this is what I have, and this one is definitely long enough to roll up. But this is one side of the hat, and this is the other side of the hat. Now personally I like this side better, but who knows. So one boo-boo that I have, and like I said, I had to pull some stitches up, and I did them knit. I did them purl instead of knit. Oh well, if they put that on the inside, they'll never know, but they probably won't notice anyway. And then of course you can see right here where it's a little bit looser because the stitches bump out a little bit more. And another problem that I had, because I'm not working on it now, is like right here, I've got some of those longer stitches again. There we go, right there. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but I'm guessing that I probably kind of skipped a stitch, and then when I got back around, then it, you know, I tried to fix it and I fixed it incorrectly or something like that. But this is really super cute. Roll that brim up a little bit. I really like this. I learned a lot from doing it this way. It just got really tiresome doing it this way all the time. So yes, I'm still excited. I love this thing, and I can see myself making a lot more hats when I get these hats done. Besides my fair projects, I would like to try some flat panels and things like that. So let's count what we have in here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you're new here, I am in the process of making 100 hats, which I have not made all of them this year. Some of them are some that I've had for last year and a few years back. So we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I probably should have put something over here, 10. Let me move my Addy off the table. Sorry, Addy. I better move these. Okay, so we had 10 there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Is that all of those? Okay, so I have made 19 hats on my Addy since I got it almost 3 weeks ago. Can you say that I like my Addy? So anyway, there's 19. We've got 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Uh-oh, need to do some ends there. So that's 25. So that gives me 75 hats, 76, and 77. I got a tail on that one too. So I have a total of 77 hats completed out of my 100. I am getting so super close, you guys, and my bucket is getting so super full. I'm gonna have to get another bag down and start another bag. So they say 77 hats. I will definitely update on my blog how many I have, and I'm just gonna write it down here. I've got 77, and I will color in because I have a little chart there of how many I've done. So I'm going to color in that. And like I said, I will update my blog with the total number of hats that I have completed. Now, the yarn, this is getting a little bit long. I didn't anticipate for this to be this long. But tonight when I went to the Dollar Tree, like I said, I picked up some yarn. And this wasn't the just yarn, this was something different, and it was in a completely different place because I checked where their just yarn boxes were, which they're right there by the Halloween and the fall stuff. They didn't have anything new. It's colors that I already have, so I wasn't going to get any more. However, I walked over to their little craft section, which my craft room's bigger than their craft section at my Dollar Tree, but they had some of this Crafters Square acrylic yarn. Now this is made in India. It is 2.1 ounces, 60 grams, 132 yards or 120 meters, and it is 100% acrylic. It's recommended for a US 8 knitting needle or a size J crochet hook. And this color is, now I thought they had a color on here and I looked earlier. Maybe I was seeing things. Well, I'm not seeing a color name right off the bat, but this is obviously yellow. I picked up a lavender. Kind of matches my shirt. It's a little darker than my shirt, but I call this the lavender color or light purple. And then I also picked up a pink color. And the only other color that they had in the box that I did not get was white. But I am not a big fan of white. I have got plenty of white yarn. So that's why I didn't get that one. So I picked up these three. And they're the Crafter's Secret. No, not Crafter's Secret. Crafter's Square acrylic yarn, 2.1 ounces. So this will make a hat. and it is made in India. So I'm looking forward to working with this. I don't know, it's a little bit rougher than like the I Love This Yarn and stuff. Not a whole lot. It's more like the Red Heart acrylic, but not quite that rough. So I guess I'll have to see what I can do with it. I might not even use it for hats. I don't know. I'm trying to work through my other stuff on my hats, and that way I have an excuse to go buy some more yarn. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me here in the craft room. If you have any suggestions for the Addi or recommendations, let me know in the comments below. And those of you that have given me suggestions in your comments previous to this, since I've got it, I do appreciate it. I have tried them, or I do plan on trying them in the future. So yeah, I will see you guys right back here in the craft room for my next video.